Hello everyone, I am Jomina John, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Rajgiri School of Engineering and Technology. Today I am going to deal with the topic Advanced Encryption Standard. It is for the subject CS409 Cryptography and Network Security. Second module topic is AES, Advanced Encryption Standard. So Advanced Encryption Standard AES is developed by NIST, National Institute of Standards and Technology. It developed AES with the criteria that is it is a symmetric key, that means at the sender and the receiver we are using the same key, and block ciphering method. Block ciphering means, as you all know, a block of plain text we will be taking and we will be generating corresponding ciphertext for a block, that is for a block of 64 bit or 128 bit. We will be taking that one, we will encrypt it and to generate the corresponding ciphertext. So NIST, National Institute of Standard and Technology, developed this AES with the basic criteria, that is security, cost and implementation. We will see the details of Advanced Encryption Standard. So for Advanced Encryption Standard, the block size which we are using is 128 bit. So the plain text block size is 128 bit. Of course, the ciphertext block size will be 128 bit itself. And there is an option for AES is we can use a key that is of block size either 128 or 192 or 256. That is, three options are there. Depending upon the three options, we can say that three versions of AES is possible. So in AES, I told you three versions are possible depending upon the key size. The key size is 128, 192 or 256. If I am using 128 bit key size, 10 number of rounds will be there. If it is 192, 12 rounds, and if it is 256, 14 rounds of operation will be present in the AES encryption. So this is an algorithm which shows the AES encryption method. Here you can say that this is the plain text. From the plain text, how the ciphertext will be generated. This part is key expansion part, that is how the key is generated. Now look at this one. This number of rounds I have written like this, 1, 2 up to NR. NR means the number of rounds which depends on the key size. If the key size is 128 bit, number of rounds will be 10. If it is 192, it will be 12. Number of rounds is 256. If the key size is 256, number of rounds will be 14. So we can find that in the AES encryption part, there is n rounds are there. Before the rounds, there is a pre-round operation, or it is known as initial round operation is there. Okay. So these are the major parts in an AES encryption process. So we have a key expansion process. Pre-round is there, rounds of operation is there, and final round is there. So final round is slightly different from all the other rounds. How it is, we will see. Before moving to AES encryption part, some of the basic concepts related to plain text processing we should know. So the first one is, in the plain text, whatever the plain text, we will be representing it with bits. Okay, say for example alphabet A, I can say that in alphabetical order it is the first one, so I am representing it with 0. So it will be for 8 bit, it will be represented like 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0. 8 bit zeros will be there. So likewise B0 to B7, 8 bits will be there. These 8 bits all together we will call it as a byte. That is what written in a bolded alphabet B. Okay, so it is a byte. Likewise 4 bytes all together we will form a word. So 4 byte means 4 into 8. 32 bits will be there, that will form a word. Normally we will represent it like either a block like this, that is B0, B1, B2, B3, B4, B5, B6, B7, another one. Like this we will be represented. So this is my word 1, word 2, word 3, word 4. Or usually we will represent it like a matrix that will show the state of that plain text. That means after each and every operation, the value within that matrix will be varying on. That means we can say that the state of the matrix changes from one to another one. Okay, so this will be B0, B1, B2, B3. All together we can call it as W0. Next one, B4, B5, B6, B7. All together you can say that it is W1, word 1. Because 4 bytes together it will form a word. This is what represented in this one. And now you can see that what I told is represented here. First one will be B0, B1, B2, B3, and we will be writing it like this. Then B4, B5, B6, B7, then B8, B9, B10, B11. Like that we will be representing it. Now this is an example. Say for example my plain text consists of English alphabets. The English alphabets A to Z. Some of the alphabets I have picked up for this example. Suppose A. It is the starting one. Position value is 0. I can write it as 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. 8 zeros are there. Suppose you want to convert it into a hexadecimal number. What you will be doing is, from the rightmost side, you will find out 4 bits. Make it a group. Another 4 bits, make it a group. So you read that one. 0, 0, 0, 0, that is 0. Another 0, 0, 0, 0, it is 0. Clear? So likewise, you can find out the hexadecimal value corresponding to each plain text English letter. Okay. Same way, look at this one, Z. How it comes 19, we will check. Z is, positional value is 26th letter. That is 0 to, when I am counting, it is 25. I will represent the 25 in binary format. Group it with 4 bits. Then the group will be like this, 0, 0, 0, 1. That is 1. And next group will be 1, 0, 0, 1. That is 9. So that is why it is represented as hexadecimal value 19. So this will be represented in a matrix format like this. Since this plain text consists of 128 bit, we can represent it like this. That is 4 byte, like that 16 bytes, 16 into 8. That is 128 bits will be there in this matrix. So coming to the AES encryption process, as I told you, major parts are a key expansion is there, and pre-round or initial round operation is there. Then n number of rounds will be there. In that one, the final round will be slightly different one. Key expansion process, anyway, we will see in detail. Initial round, in that one, we are actually executing only one operation. That operation is known as add round key. What it is, we will see. In all the other rounds of operation, we have mainly the 4 operation that is known as substitution bytes, shift rows, mix columns, and add round key. What we are doing in all these operations, we will see. The difference between all the other rounds and final round is, in the final round, we may have only 3 operation, that is except no mix columns. We don't have any mix column operation in the last round. All the other rounds we will have the 4 operation, that is substitution bytes, shift rows, mix columns, and add round key. So this is an overall structure showing the AES encryption. Here you can see that in the pre-round we will have only one operation, that is add round key. In all the other rounds we will have the 4 operations, substitution byte, shift rows, mix columns, and add round key. In the last round, that is slightly different one, we don't have the mix columns. And in the decryption part, you can see that we are executing the same encryption process in a reverse order, so that we will get the corresponding plain text from the ciphertext. So how all these process will be reversed, inverse of mix columns, inverse of substitution, everything, how we will find out, that we will see soon. Okay. So this is what showing a round operation. In normally for each round we will have this 4 operation, substitution bytes, shift rows, mix columns and add round key. After each operation, the state of that plain text will get altered. That's why in between that state matrix we are showing here. So in each of these four operations, that is substitution bytes, shift rows, mix columns and add round key, we are doing the four operation. In substitution bytes we are doing substitution operation. In shift rows we are doing nothing but permutation operation. Mix columns we are doing mixing operation, and add round key will be added to the plain text. So look at the first operation, that is known as substitution bytes operation. Here, this is the state of my plain text. 120 bit is there. These each and every position represents our byte values. Okay, consider a byte value. Every byte value what we will take, we will use a substitution box, that is known as S box. Here we will have a hexadecimal value. Say for example, previous one which I have considered, say the value which is present in this one is 19. So 1th row I will select from this S box, 9th column I will choose. In that one, whatever the value which is present, I will replace it with this one. This process I will do for the entire every byte which is present in this matrix. Okay, so that from this one I can generate a new matrix, that is the new state for AES encryption process. So this is a table which shows the substitution operation. Suppose our value is 19, as I mentioned, first row, 9th column, that is D4 I will be taking. So this is how we will be doing the substitution operation for the state of AES plain text. In the decryption part, we will do the reverse operation. For that one, we have an inverse substitution bytes table. This is the inverse substitution bytes table. Here you can see, suppose the decryption process if I am taking, in the decryption, we will do the reverse of substitution. So in that case, I have considered 1A and I got the value D4, right? Same D4 I am taking, that is D row, 4th column I am taking, that is 4th column, D row. Look at this one, D row and 4th column. What I am getting? I am getting the value back, that is 1am I am getting. So the decryption part, I will be applying the inverse substitution bytes table so that I will get the plain text back. So whatever the ciphertext generated, I will get the plain text back when I am using inverse substitution bytes table. So this is a substitution example I have shown. Look at this one. Suppose this is your state. Each one, the same S boxes I can use will be replaced with this one. Inverse substitution bytes table if I am using, I will get back the actual plain text. Next, second operation is shift rows. Shift rows, imagine this is your state of the plain text. Here how we are doing the shift rows operation is, we are performing left circular shift. But for each row it is different. Row 0 we are doing no shifting operation. Row 1 it is 1 byte shifting, that is 1 byte left circular shift we will be doing. Okay. Next, left circular shift, since it is written like this. Here you can see this bit will be moved to this one, 1 1 1 like that. Okay. Suppose if it is a row 2, 2 bytes left circular shift we will be doing. If it is row 3, 3 bytes left circular shift we will be doing. This is known as operation. So here you can see how the bits value changes. Row 1 0 it will be unchanged 1. Row 1 bit changed. Row 2 2 bits changed. Row 3 3 bits changed. So this is how the transformation happen after shift. So this is an example. Row 0 it is unchanged. Row 1 how it is changed. Row 2, row 3, that is 3 bytes left circular shift operation we have. So In order to do the decryption part, we have to do the reverse operation, that is known as inverse shift row. For the reverse, actually what we have to do is that whatever the operation we have done in shift rows, I have to cancel it out. How I will be cancelling it? Row 0 I will maintain the same. Okay, so the ciphertext and plaintext will be same. Row 1, it is actually left circular shift of 1 bit I have done, right? So what I will be doing is the reverse, that is right circular shift I will be doing. That is, this one will come here, okay, that is like this. Then towards right I will be moving, that is F2 63 26, like that. Same thing we are repeating. Row 2 right circular shift for inverse operation. Row 3, it is 3 right circular shifting operation we will be performing. Third operation is mixed columns. In mixed columns, I am doing some mixing operation as I told you. For that one, we are taking column by column. Okay, and we can say that what exactly I am doing is each column I will take. This column, this is column number 1. I am taking, multiply with the constant matrix, we will get a new value. That is what written in new state. Likewise, for the 4 columns we will do, so that we will get a new state changing all the values in this particular matrix. So mixed columns and always inverse columns, inverse mixed columns, how we are performing is, when I am multiplying with a matrix, we will use a constant matrix for that one. For this constant matrix, I can find out the inverse of that one. Okay, that is whatever the matrix inversion, inverse of a matrix, how to find we know. So applying that mathematical method, I will find out inverse of that matrix. So ciphertext into inverse of that matrix, we will get the plain text back. So that is what we are performing for decryption in inverse mixed columns method. Last operation is add round key. In add round key, what we are doing is, the key value will be XORed with the actual plaintext value. So since it is XOR operation, in order to get the plaintext back, I can do one more XORing with the key, I will get the plaintext back. So it's very simple add round key operation. So here also we will take column by column, each column we will take, and it will be XORed with the key. Key is also 128. So I can consider it as a byte by byte matrix like this, and it will be XORed with the key. I will get a new value, will be stored in the new state. So that is what add round key operation is. As I told you, in the add round key, the plaintext size is 128-bit, key size is also 128-bit. We will be considering each column by column. We will simply do the XOR operation repeatedly. For the inverse operation also, that is decryption, we will XOR with the key itself, we will get the plaintext back. So this is a figure showing add round key operation. Each column will be XORed with the keyword. That is key 4 bytes altogether, it will represent words. So that's why key, in order to understand that one, I have written like a word format. So each column will be XORed with the word, you will get corresponding new state for that matrix of plain. So this is a summary of AES operation. Initially plaintext will have some value, that is the state. We will undergo substitution operation, that is a new value we will be substituted for each one. We will get a new state. After that we will go for shift rows, that is row 0 no shifting, row 1 1 byte shifting, row 2 2 byte shifting, row 3 3 byte shifting, like that shift operation we will do. After that we will get a new state for that plaintext. Then we will go for mixed columns, that is with a constant value I will multiply it. In the decryption, we will find out the inverse of that constant matrix and we will multiply that one, we will get the plaintext back. After that, to that state, I will XOR it with add round key. So that is each and every key value will be XORed with that one, so that we will get another state. So these are the operations which happens in a single round of AES encryption, general encryption. Now we are moving to the key expansion part. So now we have completed what all things are there in the encryption part, which is moving from plain text to ciphertext. So for each round we have to provide a 128-bit key. How we will provide it? That is 128-bit means 4 words I should require for each round of operation. So say the 10 rounds of operations are there, that is 10 into 4, 40 plus pre-round. For that one also we should require 4 bytes. So total 40 plus 4, 44 bytes are required for executing the AES encryption part. Here you can see the key expansion scheme explained in a very well manner. Anyway, each and every operation we will see one by one. This is our 128-bit key. I have represented it at bytes, that is K0 to K50. We are going through some of the operations so that we can generate the 44, that is 0 to 43 different words, that is each word consists of 4 bytes. So we can generate W0 to W43, that is 44 words we can generate. For that one, basically we are using 3 operations. The 3 operations are known as rot word, subword and archon. That is, rot word means rotate the word, subword means substitute the word, and archon means each round we will use a constant value. How it is we will see. So first we will try to familiar with the operation. Rot word, that means I will rotate the words in that word. Normally we will be performing left circular shift operation, that is we will shift towards left. Next one, substitute word, that means each byte in that word will be substituted with a new value. For that one I can use an S box. So the S box will provide you a new value for each byte. That is known as subword. So ultimately what I am doing is we will take the word, you will rotate it, substitute it, then it is XORed with archon. Archon means for each round I have constant matrix. That is the round number is represented as J. So for jth round I will have a constant value. I will XOR it with the plain text value after rotation and substitution of each word. So our round constant archon, it is actually generally we will have a value like this. It is a constant value we will take it, and you can say that the 3 rightmost byte will be always we will keep it as 0 itself. Okay, the remaining are constant values I have given here. So for the key expansion, how it is extended to this one, we will see. So this was the example I was explaining. You can see that this are the bytes. So total 0 to 15, 16 bytes are there. We will be considering it as words W0, W1, W2, W3. So this is these are only 44 words. In that 44 words, there is only 4 words can be generated initially from the initial key provided by the sender and the receiver. From that one, I have to generate a remaining 39 words. Okay, how we are generating it is, we will take this one, that is the word 0. Okay, and from this word 0, word 1, word 2, word 3, I will apply the function rotation word, substitution word and archon operation. Look at this written one. Suppose my input key is this one, word 0, word 1, word 2, word 3. So total 128 bit is there, each of having 32 bit. First I will take the third word, that is W3. I will perform the rotation word operation, that is the words in that one will get rotated. After that, substitution word, that means Each word in this one will be substituted using a S box there. Then what I will be doing is I will perform the XOR operation with the key which is generated for that particular round. So I will perform the XOR operation for that one. After that I will get a value. That is what in previous figure I have represented it as T4. So T4 will be XORed with the W0. We will get the fourth word. The fourth word I will XOR with the first one. I will get the fifth one. The fifth one, that is currently generated one, XORed it with the second word. I will get the sixth one. The sixth word I will XORed with the third word. I will get the seventh word. Likewise, we will be performing key generation algorithm in AES encryption part. So likewise, this process we will continue. That is 8, 9, 10, 11. We can generate 7th one. We will undergo these operations. XOR it with the 4. We will get the 8th word, W8. That W8 we will XOR with this W5. We will get W9. Likewise, we will be continuing that. So this is a pseudocode explaining the same process. So that same process I have explained already. We will be taking this one and we will find out the we will do the constant value XORing operation, rotation and substitution. After that we will XOR into the constant value. So this process will generate the key for each and every round. The security of AES already tested to most known each and every attack. It is quite safe. We cannot do any brute force attack or statistical attack or differential and linear attack. It is highly stronger than these all attacks. Next, implementation. AES is quite very simple because we are doing the same operation and it is very efficient. Same operation we are repeating for each and every round. That's why it is very simple. And since we are using 128-bit key and we are doing the for shifting and mixing everything operation repeatedly in each and every round, this process implementation is quite simple. AES implementation is quite simple. Hope you are clear with AES encryption method.